Hello students, this is Prasanjeet Ghosh and welcome to the Masterful Master. Today we'll be discussing about a poem, Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. Pablo Neruda won the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1971. The poet, through this poem, wants to convey few things. He talks about the necessity of introspection in humans. Now, what does the word introspection mean? Introspection is evaluating one's own thought and behavior. It's about self-analysis. Poet also focuses on peace and unity. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. The poet, through the first two lines, wants us to count 12. He wants us to stay calm and do nothing. The poet urges everyone to be in complete stillness. The poet has used the word 12. He may have referred 12 as 12 hours or 12 months in a year. Although we humans do not realize it, the number 12 is associated with many things in our life. At 12, the hands of the clock, despite the differences, become one. Even the title of the poem, Keeping Quiet, has 12 letters. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. The poet, through these lines, wants us not to speak any language. As we all know that there are different languages spoken in different parts of the world, so the poet urges us not to speak any language because these different languages become a barrier in maintaining peace. So the poet wants us to speak nothing for few minutes. The poet also wants us to stop moving our arms. The word arms here means weapons. Many countries use arms to raise a war against each other. So the poet is demanding peace from all of the mankind. It would be an exotic moment without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. The word exotic means special and unique. Poet says that it would be a special and unique moment when there will be no rush. It would be a completely different experience when engines like vehicles and machine will stop. It would be a strange situation as the whole world will experience this sudden calmness for the first time. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Poet, through these lines, wants the fishermen to stop harming the whales in the sea. As we all know, whales are being hunted for the purpose of food and trade. In a broader sense, the fisherman symbolizes man's exploitation of nature for his interest. The man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Through these lines, poet wants us to stop whatever we have been doing so far and analyze what we have achieved and how much we have lost in this materialistic world. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about their brothers in the shade doing nothing. Green wars refers to the environmental damages, that is the deforestation or chemical waste in the river. Wars with gas and wars with fire refers to the nuclear weapons being used by humans to create destruction and damage to the other humans. These wars will leave nobody victorious and there won't be any survivors. In this stanza, poet has used the phrase clean clothes. Now what does the phrase clean clothes means? Clean clothes signifies clothes without blood stains. Poet wants humans to put on new clothes, to adopt a new approach towards life, and to realize that killing people is not victory. An ideal situation would be one in which human beings would be seen happily walking with others, hence depicting a feeling of oneness, unity, and brotherhood. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. The poet doesn't want us to stop our work, but to take some time and analyze the results of our deeds. Life will always be as it is, but the poet doesn't want us to be driven by the target of survival and the threat of death. We humans are constantly rushing to accomplish all our works. For once, the poet wants us to stop and analyze what we have achieved, and this silence or calmness can give us more pleasure and joy. The end of all activities doesn't mean death, but just a break from the stressful life. Perhaps the earth can teach us, and when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Poet says that there is a lesson to be learned from the Mother Earth, where things may die but are reborn, and thus this cycle goes on and on to bring new life. Now I'll count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. Poet, after conveying the message to the people, now wants us to remain calm and think over it while he leaves. With this, we come to the end of this poem. If you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much and stay safe.